I'm Prithvi Varatharajan, and I'm beginning by acknowledging the first storytellers and owners, custodians of the land I'm recording these poems on, the Boonwurrung and Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. And I'm going to be reading a few poems for you from my book Entries, out this year. The first poem I'll read is called Sick Things. They don't mean. The clouds are clouds, even cirrocumulus, even pink-tinged. Photographs are two-dimensional. A waxed apple smile just is just that. There are no presentiments of other things. Is this how the bereaved encounter rain on a window, black boxes, eyes that shine? Even the questions don't seem worthy when they present themselves. They're just things, sick things, fizzing into convalescence. This one is called Bushfires and Dryser Bones. In 2009, one of my Australian literature teachers commented on the Black Saturday bushfires around Kinglake and Marysville in Victoria. If I see one more reporter wearing a Dryser bone and an Akubra hat, I'm going to smash the TV, she said. I'm making up the last part about what she'd do, as I can't remember it. But I clearly remember thinking, having realised that she was making a comment on national mythography in media, you're very sensitive to symbolism. My reaction would have been to pull my shoulders back and look startled. I always have that look when someone sheds light on something I hadn't seen properly, or not in that particular way. So I'm reading a few from towards the end of the book, or from the second half. This is another one called Apperceptions. In respect of recent social happenings, a list of reservations, self-reflections, perception that my emotional responses are vastly different from other people's. Every emotion is valid, says my friend, in respect of that. He's a book of quotations. I remember different versions of this, depending on what's happening at the moment of recall. Everything we can imagine happening in the world is probably happening somewhere. Everything we imagine has the potential to be true. Everything we imagine is probable. And combined, imagination is valid, emotions are true. Every imagination may not be valid, but it's true. So I'm skipping back in the book now to close to the beginning, to this piece called Scene 1. I watched 3 films by Bill Morrison in the city. As I'm watching each film, I'm thinking about what I'll say about it to my friends. I'm thinking, he's doing in film what I wish I had the talent to do in sound. The first short film and Just Ancient Loops are the best, setting montages of deteriorating archival footage to music, with no dialogue or other sound. When the films finish, a friend says the last one made her feel nauseous, particularly the music. The other adds that the music was aggravating, and that the film montage in the last film was too. He'd listened with his eyes closed through most of it. I don't say what I'd formulated in my mind to say, but talk about how the experience of watching these films would be different with or without sound, or with or without the images. I say I was enjoying myself more than they were, that the films let me enter a dreamy state, and that I felt free to let my mind roam. I was moving my knees and my head to and fro, so it seems I was enjoying the music. I'm talkative when we get out of the last film, as we walk through the city. The film has made me want to talk about visual form, and I mentioned a young Indian man I saw a few hours ago in a burger shop who had beautifully rugged stubble and a kind of youthful vitality in the slant of his shoulders and neck. My friends look sideways at me with their eyebrows arched. I mention the face of a woman who passed me on Smith Street with a pale face, wearing dark red lipstick and mascara. I say her face passing in that moment stayed with me vividly for a few minutes afterwards, and that I can recall a version of it now. I mention my doctor, whose angularity I appreciate, the way he shifts his bony frame slightly to the right, with his torso tilted forward, before he gets out of his chair. I've truncated that one a little bit, but I think it works well in the reading. And I'm going to finish with a short piece called Identity Anecdote. I must be hypersensitive to identity today because I walked into a Turkish grocer I usually go to, picking up strawberries and peaches from a couple of stalls on the street. The woman at the checkout, maybe Bangladeshi, maybe Pakistani, took a quick look at me and asked, and I'm not sure which, "Are you done? Are you Indian?" "Yes," I said, looking confused, not knowing what I'd answered. Thanks for watching and listening.